Tower ISM 4. Part 2 ISM on databases. I've done this lecture for Tower students, and all the pictures are copyright to Jack Barnett 21. Now we have looked at the areas for the examination. What I've said is that there are 5 areas that we are going to examine in this examination. I'll give you the areas. Obviously you won't get the questions until the actual examination. So the first topic is going to be infrastructure of IT businesses, and the second topic is going to be database, Marts and data mining. Now if we go down there, we see the subject for the IT infrastructure. This is dealing with the 7 main components: networking and telecommunications equipment and services. This amounts to 50% of US expenditures. If we go into enterprise and other IT software applications, you find they're spending 19% of expenditures. When you move on to computer hardware platforms, 9%. Consulting services and systems integrators, 9%. Operating system platforms, 7%. Database management and storage, 3%. And internet platforms, 2%. Now when it comes to using databases to improve business performance and decision making, for very large databases and systems, special capabilities and tools requiring analyzing large quantities of data and for accessing data from multiple systems are needed. So you've got data warehousing, data mining, and then tools for accessing internal databases through the web. Okay, let's move on. If we take another look at the assignment, first of all, your introduction should deal with the various assumptions, and these should define your area of study in the Olympics. The assignment asks for travel and transport. Of course you can do this, but you might wish to look at other areas. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't see the topic as solely on travel and transport. So, what exactly are you looking at? You're asked to evaluate and analyze, detailing exactly what information is required and why. You're to give details about information systems. This is information systems management that you're dealing with, and therefore you must talk about that. And you should give answers in terms of cases. What I'm saying is that there is no point in you just writing simply about what you think. You must go and give cases similar to the cases that have been given out with this lecture. When you talk about part 4, the consequences of what you've decided, this is conclusions and recommendations, really. Information overload by Stuart Baines. This was one of the cases we dealt with today. The questions that it threw up were, is structured or unstructured information more important to an organization? And what is tacit information or knowledge? This was just comparing amounts of digital data on a computer and putting into context what a Google was. 10 with 100 noughts. Alright. Object-oriented database management systems, OODBMS, stores data and procedures as objects. And because it stores these procedures as objects, it's capable of managing graphics, multimedia, Java applets. It's rather slow compared to the relational database management systems of Access when it comes to processing large numbers of transactions. What you need to do is to take on board. It stores products, stores them as objects, and can replicate and modify existing objects to make new objects. Video, graphics, audio, photographs, which are considered complex data types. Now, relational database management systems can't do this. You could add this sort of picture without any trouble with a Java object-oriented database system. There was a second case, and it mentioned Wesley Snipes. This is not a photograph of Wesley Snipes, but since that was copyright, I didn't use it. However, Wesley Snipes faces 3 years in jail for tax evasion, and you should look at the case regarding the IRS and see what points that comes up with and how that is relevant to the assignment. More information about data mining, and the real thing is that data mining tools can answer business questions that traditionally were too time-consuming to resolve, because what they do is to scour the database for hidden patterns, finding predictive information that experts might have missed because it lies outside their expectations. Online analytical processing. It's talking about multidimensional databases and their analytical information display systems, providing flashy sales presentations and trade show demonstrations. If you ask one of these people how to, where a product is selling well and details about it, then you could get this these programs are now used to store and deliver data warehouse information more efficiently. Compare the two sorts of systems, OLAP and data mining. The purpose is it supports data analysis and data management. That's the case for both of them. What's the type of analysis supported? Top-down, query-driven by data analysis, as against bottom-up, discovery-driven data analysis. So when you look at the OLAP type, it must be very knowledgeable of the data and its business context. However, if you go to data mining, then you must trust in the data mining tools to uncover valid and worthwhile hypotheses. Look at what the data mining throws up and then analyze the results. Of data mining, it says, here's the data. Please, data, tell me what interesting patterns are emerging. It's the data itself that gives you the information, not your preconceived ideas. Okay, those are some of the things we looked at in Lecture 4.